Back to our continuing coverage of Tropical Storm Nicole. I'm Heather Crawford here with Anthony Austin. The storm making landfall this morning in Florida as a Category 1 hurricane. Nicole now a tropical storm.
And we want to go to meteorologist Michaela Lucero now. And Michaela, I know you have some time-lapse video from Mayport to show us.
Yeah, that's right, Anthony. This is a time-lapse here from our WeatherStem camera from Mayport. You can see, it has been a pretty busy day. I'll flip back so you can see it again. You can see, the heavy rainfall that came through, but hey, there's a little bit of blue sky trying to peek out as things do start to quiet down for a little bit. Now, Heather said before, a false sense of security. Even though you might be getting some breaks now, we are expecting to see some more storms come through heading into Friday. So don't let your guard down quite yet. There is more rain and there is more gusty winds on the way for your Friday. This is a look at just some of the video that we've seen over the last about 24 to 36 hours. You can see the flooded roadways that we've been dealing with, the very heavy rainfall that has caused that, trees down for many areas as well, just some of the damage from the winds that have been coming through from Tropical Storm Nicole. Again, it made landfall as a hurricane. It is now a tropical storm. So here on the First Coast, here is what we're dealing with at the moment. We are watching a tornado watch for portions of southeast Georgia. So that's in effect until 7 o'clock. So these areas that you see here in yellow, if you live in one of those counties in southeast Georgia, you are under a tornado watch until 7 o'clock tonight. Satellite and radar still showing pockets of heavy rainfall across the First Coast, mainly in southeast Georgia, widespread cloud cover and scattered showers out there as well. So places like Waycross into Douglas as well. Heavy rainfall. Brunswick, same story there. Nassau and Duval County still under some clouded skies, but you are seeing a few peaks of sunshine here and there. Portions of Duval County is getting at least a tiny bit of blue sky, doing its best to peek through. Now again, there is more rain on the way, so you are not completely done yet. There is more coming, especially tonight and into tomorrow. Our far western counties under scattered showers, widespread showers, but it's lighter rain with just a couple scattered pockets of moderate rainfall. The circulation of Nicole still well off to our south and to our west there. All right, let's talk winds. Winds right now are sustained between about 25 and 35 miles an hour. It is very gusty. Yesterday, we were more concerned with the gusty winds out on the East Coast, and now we're starting to see those winds pick up a little bit more for our far western counties. So it doesn't matter where you live across the First Coast, it's going to be gusty tonight and into tomorrow. Wind gusts, those are just those quick little bursts of wind. Those right now are sustained still for many of us at tropical storm force winds. So 39-mile-per-hour wind gusts for St. Augustine, Gainesville, Lake City at 31, NAS Jax reporting 51, 29 in Jacksonville. Now this is a look at our projected winds. The purple color, that shows winds of 40 miles per hour or greater. Now if you remember, think back to yesterday. We saw this purple color ranging from portions of South Carolina all the way down to Miami. We had a huge swath of that purple color. Now things are calming down a little bit more. Yes, we still have a smattering of that purple color, but it is nowhere near quite as much as what we saw yesterday. So that wind field, yes, it's still a pretty big wind field, bigger than what we saw with Ian, but the winds are starting to at least weaken ever so slightly, and that's going to continue to be the story getting into Friday as well. This is Friday right around 6 o'clock, and the gustiest winds are well out of our area by tomorrow night. So a look at the current track of Tropical Storm Nicole. Winds moving at about 15 miles per hour towards the north-northwest with sustained winds within the storm at about 45 miles an hour. So the big three, these are what we're paying attention to right now. The stormiest time is expected to be between about now and into 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right, we're going to go through Futurecast here hour by hour. And what I want you to notice is that, yes, we'll continue with a brief break in some of that wet weather. However, we are going to see some more redevelopment getting into the day on Friday. So here we are Friday morning. If you are planning on going back to work on Friday morning, be aware that you will still have to use those windshield wipers. It is still going to be a messy commute on Friday morning, even though the worst of that storm storm will have moved out. You are still going to be dealing with pockets of very heavy rainfall, and the roadways might be a little bit slick out there as well. By Friday afternoon, though, the rain finally starts to move out, and that's when we're going to finally get a bit more clearing. So one last thing for you. Make sure that if you are in a little bit of a lull right now, you do these two things. Have a way to get that weather information. Of course, I recommend our First Coast News app. Just make sure you allow location and notification services so we can send you the info you need to know, and have a plan. If you do have tornadic activity today, know where you are going to go.
Always have a plan. Thank you, Michaela. So here's 3 things to know right now as we continue to cover Tropical Storm Nicole. Evacuation orders are now lifted in Flagler County for the barrier islands. And that crash we told you about earlier on the Dames Point Bridge heading north has now been cleared, but there are still lane closures in place. And in Clay County, water levels are rising along the St. Johns River and Doctors Lake. High tide is at 2:30, and Clay County Fire and Rescue and Sheriff's Office first responders are standing by to help with any emergencies.